Have you ever noticed how something tiny, like a late reply, a strange tone, or a sudden noise, can make your mind jump straight into the worst scenario? It feels like a hidden part of your brain reacts before you even realize what's happening. In this video, you'll learn why your mind creates worst-case scenarios and how to stop the cycle before it takes over your thoughts. Most worst-case thoughts begin with something incredibly small, a message that isn't answered as fast as usual, a sentence that feels slightly off, or a noise you can't immediately explain. None of these are real threats, but your brain doesn't wait for proof. This moment of uncertainty activates a cognitive alarm system. Your mind hates unclear signals. When something is ambiguous, your brain fills the gap with a threat simulation, a mental warning meant to keep you safe. This is where what-if thinking appears. What if something happened? What if they're upset? What if this means trouble? Your brain isn't trying to scare you. It's trying to protect you by imagining danger before danger exists. The problem is that this protective instinct often fires when nothing is actually wrong. Inside the human mind, two systems operate at the same time. The survival brain, fast, reactive, protective, and the thinking brain, slow, analytical, logical. Whenever a trigger appears, the survival brain moves first. Its job is speed, not accuracy. So before the thinking brain has time to examine the situation, your survival brain already creates a worst-case scenario to prepare you for it. This is why your body reacts with tension, alertness, and worry, even though nothing has truly happened. You're experiencing a false alarm generated by an ancient part of the brain that believes better safe than sorry. Your mind isn't negative, it's cautious. Most catastrophic thoughts are simply protective storytelling, not logical predictions. When your brain senses uncertainty, it searches your past to predict the future. Any old memory involving stress, rejection, conflict, or fear becomes part of the calculation. This creates a pattern matching effect. If something similar hurt you before, it might hurt you again. This is how the negative scenario bias kicks in. Your mind enlarges the risk because it wants to prevent a repeat of past pain. A small delay suddenly looks meaningful. A neutral expression feels threatening. A minor change becomes a big sign. Your mind isn't trying to be dramatic. It's trying to be protective. But this protective instinct often overestimates danger and underestimates reality. This is where emotional prediction error shows up. Your brain predicts a negative emotional outcome with complete confidence, even when there's no real evidence for it. Once the first worst-case scenario is formed, your brain enters a fear reinforcement cycle. Trigger, scenario, fear, more scenarios. The moment fear appears, the survival brain interprets it as proof that the scenario might be real. And when fear increases, the brain builds even more dramatic scenarios to prepare you. This creates an anxiety loop, a repeating cycle of threat simulation that grows stronger with every step. In this loop, the thinking brain becomes quieter. Your attention narrows, your body stays alert, and the mind keeps generating new what-ifs because it believes danger is close. This is why, in the middle of these thoughts, you often feel you've lost control. You haven't. Your survival brain has simply taken the lead. The loop continues until the mind receives a safety signal telling it that you're okay. You can't force your mind to stop imagining worst-case scenarios, but you can move it out of survival mode using two simple steps. Step 1, the awareness switch. The moment a catastrophic thought appears, name it. This is a scenario my mind is creating, not reality. Labeling separates you from the thought. It slows down the survival brain and allows the thinking brain to come back online. This small awareness shift interrupts the loop. Step 2. Scenario reset. Replace the threat with something realistic. Your brain needs an alternative, not just resistance. Offer it a believable, non-dangerous explanation. They're probably busy. That sound is most likely from outside. This delay doesn't mean anything bad. This isn't forced positivity. It's cognitive rebalancing. You're giving your brain a more accurate scenario to work with. Once the mind receives the safety signal, the anxiety loop breaks. No more escalating what-ifs. No more catastrophic chain. Your brain finally switches from survival back to logic. So to put it simply, your mind doesn't create worst-case scenarios because it's negative. It does it because it wants to protect you. And once you learn to label the scenario and replace it with something realistic, control returns from the survival brain back to the thinking brain. If this helped, consider checking out the next videos.